Was shot at while on the job by two white men, demanding serious charges be filed against his accused shooters. Lawyers for a black FedEx driver who was shot at while on the job by two white men, demanding serious charges be filed against his accused shooters. The attorneys for 24-year-old DeMontario Gibson say the suspects, Gregory and Brandon Case, shot at Gibson Friday night while Gibson was in uniform in Brookhaven. Gibson says shots were fired into his FedEx vehicle, damaging packages. Gregory and Brandon were arrested in connection to the incident and released on bond Tuesday. Gibson says since the incident, he's been having PTSD.
I have been having a lot of anxiety and trauma. I have slight panic attacks and things of that nature. I'm currently getting into therapy to try to handle it.
Now, Gibson's attorneys are comparing this incident to the Ahmaud Arbery case. Arbery, a 25-year-old black man, was gunned down by three white men in a Georgia subdivision back in 2020. The men have since been convicted and are now on trial for federal hate crimes charges.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening and learning, and to the Bayasha Debadat, the house of David. This is Ayash Yatab with Men of Valor, Las Vegas Camp. All right, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Salakia. All right. Coming to you with another lesson. As you see in the beginning, there's another account, all right, here with this guy named, his last name is Gibson, all right? But nevertheless, this is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai continually giving Jake an opportunity, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American males, all right, whose father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American male, all right? You and your seeds after you are the chosen line of Israel. All right, you are who the world ignorantly calls, all right, Jesus and Jehovah. You are his children, all right, and these are all conditions, all right, of a curse, all right, that was put on us, all right, for our disobedience as a nation unto Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so Lord willing that you be able to receive this message through the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And that it be edifying unto the body. Okay? First and foremost, I'm just going to run to the book of Deuteronomy right quick. Yeah, let's go to Deuteronomy. All right. Slakia. Let's go to Deuteronomy 11 and 26, and it reads, Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye obey the commandments of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, your power, which I command you this day. A curse if ye will not obey the commandments of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, your power, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods which ye have not known. All right? So if you do anything to go after other gods which ye have not known, all right, and get these couple of accounts first and see exactly who he's talking to. All right, let's go to the book of Exodus, and we're going to run to chapter 19 right quick, and I'll get straight to the point. And this is the book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 3. And Moses went up unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, went up to the power. Yahweh, Yahweh called unto him out of the mountain, saying, all right, and that mountain right there is a chariot, a so-called UFO, all right, or UAP, all right, is what I believe they're called now, all right, but continuing on, that is the chariot of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, saying, Thus shalt thou say unto the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, ye have seen what I have did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself. All right, to let you know that it's possessive. It's something that belongs to him and him alone. How therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, and ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words which which shall speak unto the children of Israel. All right. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is speaking unto the children of Israel, and that was for the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay. And as you Christians know it as the 10 Commandments. All right. The commandments and I'm going to read book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 1. And Yahweh spake all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. All right? Thou shalt have no other gods before me. So we had a commandment to follow. All right? And this is the commandment. All right? This was the clause of the contract. Okay? Clause of the contract. Once again, book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10. All right? In verse 26. Behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if you obey the commandment of Yahweh, your power, which I command you this day. And a curse if ye will not obey the commandment of Yahweh, your power, but turn aside out of the way which I command you this day, to go after other gods which ye have not known. All right? And that's what Israel did. All right? So Israel did that and broke that covenant when we made a statue to Baal. All right? That calf, right after Moses came down from the mountain, as you can see the movie, the 10 Commandments, all right, that every so-called Christian or everybody should know that movie or knows that movie. All right? Salakia. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushai set before us a gift and a curse that day. All right? And part of those curses are exactly what you see. And matter of fact, let me get that. All right? This is be the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and starting at verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh, thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thou be in thy basket and thy store. All right? Cursed shall thou be, cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase thy kin and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shall thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shall thou be when thou goest out. Continuing on, verse 20. Yahweh shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke in all that thou seest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed, and until thou perish quickly. because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. All right. So this is why you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, men, all right, and whose children, whose seed goes back, all right, have all these conditions, these hellish conditions, because we were disobedient. All right, I'm gonna continue on these curses. And Yahweh shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land wherewith thou goest to possess it. All right, so Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, you would receive these pestilence, whether they be cancer, whether they be heart disease, whether they be certain elements. All right. Nevertheless, illnesses are pestilence. All right. Verse 22. Yahweh shall smite thee with a consuming of consumption, and with a fever, and which is inflammation, and with an extreme burning. All right, and with a sore. All right, and those are talking about hemorrhoids. All right, unhealthy eating, unhealthy diet. All right. These are all curses of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. All right. I'm going to drop down and get a couple of more. Salakia. Let me go ahead and look for it. Salakia. And this will be the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32, and it reads, they shall, Slakia, thy son and thy daughter shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in the hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt be only oppressed and cursed always. All right. So these are the conditions of our curse. All right. These are conditions of our curse. Your enemy, all right, is, as you've seen these men go after this Fat X man for doing his job. All right, for bringing them their goods in uniform. Okay, these are the conditions and conditions of curses, the condition of the contractual agreement, the curses that fell upon us from being disobedient. All right, I'm gonna read a couple of more, and then I'm gonna get into some more scripts. This will be the book of Deuteronomy. Let's go to we'll stay in chapter 28 and verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. All right, all thy trees, fruit, thy land shall the locust consume. All right, these are all things Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has done unto his people for being disobedient, and these are the curses. All right, such as the curse of base man being over us. Okay, here it is. This man was doing his job. He was doing his job that he was directed to do to provide for his family, but he has men trying to take his life. And I'm not advocating for the so-called victim. All right, I'm not advocating for the justice of this worldly justice. All right, this is yet another account of things that are happening through the will and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai to get you Jakes to wake up. All right? And realize and see exactly who your enemy is. All right? You so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans whose father's line go back. This is going to be the book of Sirach. And we're going to go to chapter 2. Chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 10. And it reads, look at the generation. Salakia. Salakia. Wrong. Where is it? Salakia. Salakia. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 10, and it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right? And these guys had there was no way that these guys were looking to do right by this guy. All right, as you go in farther and look at more sources, all right, these guys chased him down as well as the other dude who had died in 2020. All right, chasing him down. So these are conditional curses. All right. Though he humble, Salakia, this would be the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, all right, but known as Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 11. Though he humbleth himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if, Salakia, beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right, now read that because once again, you go farther into the story, these guys went ahead and turned themselves in. All right, turned themselves in, and on top of it, after they turned themselves in, get out on bail. All right, if Jake would do this, he wouldn't be out on no bail, pursuing. If the tables were turned in this situation, there wouldn't be no bail, as well as the employer. Once again, you have to look more into the story. I'm not here as an advocate of that particular situation. Okay, but continuing on, using it for a lesson. Continuing on, has wiped away looking glass, and thou shalt has wiped away a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. All right, so even though that they came crouching, trying to humble themselves, hey, there's still those same wicked people who went out and searched for this guy. Watch the video. Continuing on, set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, he stand up, and he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. All right, so Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said, remember these words. All right, remember the words of the law, statutes, and the commandments that were set forth by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right, remember that you took that oath. Remember that was set upon you to take, because all the nation of Israel. All right, but remember. All right, you took that oath. After you took that oath, that condition, that clause, that was a contract or agreement for your seeds and the generations, from generation to generation. All right, that you would have to receive this for a disobedient period. And this is the period that's ending. All right, but yet we're still in. Continue it on. Verse 13. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 13. Who will pity a charmer? Slakia. I'm going to go ahead and jump down. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 12 and verse 18. He will shake his hand and clap his hands and and whisper much and change his countenance. All right? He will change his countenance. They change their countenance by going in and turning themselves in. All right? And then calling Fat X, once again, looking at the story, calling Fat X and saying there was a suspicious guy when the guy had on a full uniform and driving a truck. All right? Hey, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, just, hey, pay attention. Pay attention what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is telling you. All right? Once again, I'm going to leave off with Sirach, and this is going to be chapter 12 and verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Right? Understand that these are conditions of a people. Of a people, a certain people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whose father's line goes back. All right, because you are the chosen people. You are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the chosen that the Bible speaks of. But on this time around, it's only 1/3 of the nation of Israel. 2/3 will know death by pain. All right? And you will know that death by pain by the will and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? And by his judgments. Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson unto the body. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listening, learning, to the Baisha Dabadat, the house of David. This is Ayashatab from Men of Valor, Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. To the next time I say Shalom, Wat Abal Babal.